In this day and age, becoming a man is so much harder, but so much more important because of the times we are living in. I will share 5 lessons on how to become a man and how I was able to become a man. The first lesson is giving yourself value. A man with value is what separates him from being a boy. Unfortunately, I don't know the current situation you're in, whether you're in school, living with your parents, have no money, playing video games all day long, or maybe it's all of those factors. But what I can do is give you an example of what made me a man from my personal experience. Giving yourself value is crucial if you want to one day become a man. It builds your character. A man can be described in so many different ways, but it all depends on how you want people to view you. During school, I lacked a lot of high-value traits, which made me a boy, like being too emotional, relying on my parents' money, playing too many video games, and not trying at all in school. However, I also had strong traits that would help with the process of being a man, like being mature, respectful, kind, warm-hearted, manners, and friendly. It made me realize that if I could just work on the stuff I was lacking in, then I could see myself truly becoming a man who knows his value. So that's what I did. I got a job, started trying more in school, did more tasks around the house, and slowly I was becoming more independent. Over time, I realized what I had to offer and was able to know my value as a man. The second lesson is having a sense of style. You don't want to be that person who doesn't know how to wear clothes or how to match certain outfits. Eventually, you will realize that being able to have a good fashion style will make you be thankful you put time into learning it. During grade 11 and 12 is when I really started getting into it. I tried mixing and matching with different outfits. Some days I looked weird, and some days I would get compliments. If you start to learn your style now, down the road, once you start making more money, you can really put some thought and money into outfits that make you stand out, and by then you would have already known what best suits you. If my story isn't enough to inspire you, then just imagine yourself walking with your girl, dressed well, and knowing your value. You won't know how that feels until it happens. The third lesson is to know your audience. Becoming a man is so much harder because of the generation we're in. Too many girls are delusional, expecting the most out of men. And yes, not every girl is like that, but I know you probably were scrolling through TikTok and came across videos of girls being interviewed, where then we find out just how much they want from men and don't even have anything to offer in return. However, as obnoxious as they can be, if you start becoming more like the person they describe, then when the time comes, you wouldn't have any trouble finding a partner because they are finding you. As dumb as it may sound, it is true. For girls, it's so rare to truly see a man who is well-dressed and knows his worth. But for men, they just look for someone who isn't corrupted by the social media influence. So it's important to know your audience. The 3 lessons I listed so far are all going to lead up to the very last lesson, which will connect all the dots. The 4th lesson is having wealth. Please do not try finding yourself a partner if you are broke. If you have no money, why are you willing to go into debt for a girl? Instead, find a way to build your wealth up so you don't have to worry about your financial status. Therefore, spend the money feeling more comfortable. The sad truth is that a girl doesn't want to be with a man who doesn't have his money together. While some say they don't care, realistically, they would rather prefer a man who has money. It's true, and it will most likely always be like that. I understand that some of you might be in school and don't have the time to make extra money, but that is a different circumstance because they know that you don't have the time to make extra money. At least that way you know that they will be by your side no matter what because they were with you at your lowest. This isn't always like this, and overall it's important to have some wealth to your name so you can come off more as a man and not a little boy. Finally, the 5th lesson that will connect all the dots is to be a gentleman. All the lessons I've been listing have led up to this exact lesson because it's the most important. There are so many reasons why being a gentleman is necessary, but the main reason I will give you is because it sets you apart from others. A gentleman is respected by all ages and shows that you are genuine and care for others. I've had the opportunity of becoming a gentleman for my family because I have 3 older sisters, where I learned all the ways to become a gentleman, not exactly taking advice from them, but understanding what made them upset and what made them happy. Overall, being a gentleman isn't as hard as you think. It's the small things you can do that will make you not like the rest. For example, you can open doors for others, help a grandma walk across the street, let others go first, and pay the damn bill. Stop making excuses thinking it's 50-50. Just man up, pay the bill, and quit being broke. It's pathetic and sad if you expect to split the bill. As well, open the car door for her, get her flowers occasionally. There's so much more you can do, but everyone thinks that these days girls want to be treated like shit. It doesn't even make sense, and yet this is the case for some. However, you will not be like those guys who can't pay the bills or make their partner
feel special, so start becoming a gentleman. So you've learned 5 lessons on how to be a man, and there is still so much to be learned, but maybe I'll make a video on it another day. As always, I would like for you guys to comment down below some of the struggles you may be going through, or just something you're looking to get thoughts on. Lastly, if I ever find you guys not being gentlemen, I will personally track you down and slap you right on the face, so be sure to give a follow so I can find out where you live.